Open and close your hands slowly so that you start to feel the engagement through your hands and in forearms. Today, we're going to explore the very important um, stage we can go through, phase we can go through in a lot of different events in our lives. And that is, I want to find myself again. This can happen after leaving a job. This can happen after ending a relationship. This can happen after a sickness. This can happen in a lot of different moments. It can happen for no particular reason at all. We just wake up and realize I haven't been myself. I'm not being who I am. I'm not living my own story. That was definitely mine. The realization that I was not living my own story. I didn't know why I was doing what I was doing, which started decades of quests and adventures and healing. Turn your hands and flip them up and flip them down. So when we work with our hands, the general idea is we're engaging with how we handle things and how we handle things and how we handle the sense of or the question of I want to find myself. I want to find myself again is really important. So we're going to do three things in the next few minutes. Okay, shake out and bounce. And as you bounce, notice you are supported by the floor, and you've got muscles and support structures in your body that are holding you together. So there's a lot you don't need to do to hold yourself together, and that's a fact. Now the question then is, well, a question then is, what is this self that is being held together? Where is this self, this myself, that I want to find, that I'm not being, that I'm having a hard time being, that it's not safe to be, that I want to heal? All the ways we could relate to it. Now, as soon as you ask that question of yourself, where is the me, the myself, the I, and those are a little bit different, but we're gonna today, for today's sake, I'm gonna put them all together. Where is this that I want to find? Like, where am I looking? Where is it? So actually ask yourself, where is the myself I want to find? I know it's weird, but ask it again. Where is the myself I want to find? And one of two things may show up in your awareness first. One is you're rocking back and forward. There's some sort of a response in your body, a physical response. The second is you got some sort of a mental, emotional intuition. It's here, it's there, it's I don't know. So ask it again. Where is this myself that I want to find? I want to find myself again. Where is it? I want to find myself again. Where is this myself? Now, for me, I'm naturally falling into my toes, and there's a sense for me. I'm just aware of in my body, my head in the front of my body. That's the answer for now. Now, is that what you're looking for? Might not be what you expect, and that's part of the big challenge, which we're going to look at in just a moment. So, having some answer, and even I don't even know what this guy's talking about. I want to turn off the video. Is a valid answer. I'd like you to open your body up and then shrink it down into a narrow space. So you go wide and narrow, which is about perspective. It's about how much information, how much perception you can have, and then how focused you can be. How much information you can be aware of, and how focused you can be. Really great for shifting work contexts from one mode to another. So one more time, wide and narrow. So I go back to the question. I want to find myself again. When you say that, the whole context of why you're even doing that is going to come to mind, or you're present with it. So where is it, and where is it that I've been looking? So if you are looking for something but you don't know where it is, or you don't know what you're looking for, it can be very difficult to find, and it can be very difficult to know that you found it. That's part of the trick in the game of this particular growth challenge. So I want to find myself again. Where is it? And you have a response. And now focus in and open up. Focus in and open up. Now, part of the challenge is if you become yourself, the one you're looking for, the one that you weren't being anymore, that can very much be the one before you went through what you went through and that you learned what you learned. So there's a way in which we can never find that old self. We can have the experience we're having right now, and that can be connected to thoughts and feelings about who you were or who you thought you were. But it's not this. But that version of you is not the same as this version of you. So when we go wide and narrow, we're starting to open up to, well, maybe I can be more present now with what's happening and respond appropriately. So all of your ability to self-organize and reorganize now is who you're being. All the stories of who you've been or should have been or couldn't be are things you can be aware of right now and start to reorganize. So what I'd like you to do is you're going to go from narrow. Here I am now with the experience of having found myself. What does that mean? I found the self I was looking for. Sensation, thought, memory, all that. Here I am with it. I found it. You have literally found all those experiences. Spend a little bit more time with them. You can sort through them more. From there, we open up to possibility. A sign that you're doing well with that is relatively relaxed. So if this step is very, very emotional, do it a few more times slowly until as you open up, you can look around your space and you can read the things and look at the things and you can be present. From there, I'm stepping into the moment. I'm stepping into the situation. I'm stepping forward as all of me, as all of this. It's essentially what we're saying. So we've got narrow, wide, forward. One more time. Narrow, wide, and forward. Here we are. Not just the self you were looking for, but the self, the constantly organizing self that you are, the story that you are, the narrative that you are, the experience that you are. So now the question is, now what? Now what? Simple movements can help us be more present. So take your arms out wide, rotate one way, palm up, palm down. Rotate the other way, palm up, palm down. So this is a great shoulder mobilizer. It's good for your ankles. It's good for your knees and hips. It's just a general, if you had one move to do in the morning, this would be one of those moves. One move for a minute, and you're going to mobilize most of the mobility movement patterns in your body. Now, why the heck are we doing this? Because it's a full body integration. And as you do this, you can bend your knees a little bit more, you can play with it more, you can make it a little bit deeper and further. But the basic movement here is a statement of here I am. Here I am doing this thing. And when you put your attention on this movement, it gets more difficult to have much story. There's other movements you can do. But this is one of those movements. It's very difficult to tell a different story, to tell a story, and still pay attention to everything going on. Relax. We'll finish with bouncing. How is this bouncing feeling now? Shake. Now, we've initiated some new experiences. We started the video with, I want to find myself. and found a somatic mental and emotional response to that's how to do it. This is how to do it. There might be more to do. There might be some journaling. There could be some story. There could be a lot of learning today that happens that you're like, oh my gosh, back then I did that thing. And other awarenesses of things you've done, which is all really helpful part of the process. We then shifted into being present and taking a step forward in our life as the presence that you are. So now, what's going to happen? I don't know. But generally, what happens is learning, awareness, new possibilities. When you step into the world now, you are being you without that particular problem anymore. And you can start to have a new story, and you can start to do new behaviors, and you can start to learn new things. So enjoy. I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Let me know what you do notice as a result of this. And if you have any particular questions about or requests for more different topics, different statements, things you want to be make possible, or things you're struggling with, let me know in the comments.